Hi everyone, welcome back to this video on how to add a custom toolbar to the React PDF Viewer component. The Syncfusion React PDF Viewer component has built-in toolbar, but sometimes it is not necessary to use all the options in the toolbar. In such cases, you can design the custom toolbar for PDF Viewer and bind the required functionalities. Look at this PDF Viewer, it has options to open the PDF file, page navigation, zooming, text search, print and download. I am going to create a similar custom toolbar and add it to PDF Viewer component. In this application, I have already added React PDF Viewer component with necessary toolbar modules. Follow the link provided in the card to learn the basics of adding a React PDF Viewer to an app. You can also find a reference link in the description below. To run the React application, I use the command npm start. You can see the PDF Viewer component rendered with default toolbar. I require the PDF Viewer with specific tools, so I will hide the default toolbar and add the custom toolbar. To create a custom toolbar, first I need to hide the default toolbar. To do that, I remove the toolbar module from PDF Viewer component and set the Enable Toolbar property to false to the PDF Viewer. Now, as you can see, the PDF Viewer does not have a built-in toolbar. Next, let me use the Syncfusion React Toolbar component to design the custom toolbar. For that, I am installing it by the React Syncfusion navigation package using the command npm install at syncfusion/ej2 react navigations --save. Once the installation is completed, I import the toolbar component from the Syncfusion ej2 react navigations package and initialize it within a division element. To add items to the toolbar, let me import items directive and item directive module from the Syncfusion ej2 React Navigations package. Initially, I am going to add single item in the toolbar. So let me add the item directive tag inside items directive definition. For this item, let me set prefix icon property to specify the icon and tooltip text property to show a tooltip with appropriate values. Within this app.css file, I will define a font face with a specific source path and font family name to start accessing the required font icons for this toolbar at the application level. Then, I added content for the icon. You can see the PDF Viewer rendered with the custom toolbar with file open item, and it's unresponsive. So now, I am going to make it responsive by loading the PDF file while clicking File Open icon. To do this, I will use the input element with the type file. For this input element, I will add an event called onChange with event handler read file. This event will be triggered whenever the PDF file selection is changed. Within this function, I fetch the uploaded files and select the first file from the list. Then, I create a new file reader object to read the file's contents. Next, I use readAsData_URL method to read and convert the file's content to base64 encoding. Then, I set up an onload event handler that triggers when the file finishes loading. Inside this onload function, I retrieve the selected file as a URL string from the current target of the event and assign it to the variable uploaded file URL. To access the PDF Viewer instance, I declare a variable for it and assign it within the appropriate scope. Finally, using the Viewer instance, I will call PDF Viewer load method to load the selected PDF file in the component. To make the file open item clickable, I define the clicked event with the appropriate event handler in the toolbar component. I import the click event args from the Syncfusion ej2 React Navigations package. Within this function, apart from the File Open feature, I have also intended to incorporate additional items into the toolbar. These items will each be assigned their respective APIs to enable functionality upon being clicked within the toolbar. To accomplish this, I utilize a switch case statement. To invoke the File Open function, I add an ID for this toolbar item. By doing so, we can perform the corresponding operation when it is clicked. When the File Open toolbar item is clicked, I retrieve the file upload input element and use the click event to open the file dialog. When I click the File Open icon, the File Explorer opens. Here the PDF file I selected is loaded properly in the PDF Viewer component. Next, I'll include a navigation module to the existing toolbar for easier navigation. To do this, I need to import the navigation module and inject it into the PDF Viewer. For this, I add 2 items for total and current page number with required properties in the toolbar. Then, I define 2 functions named current page number template and total page number template. Within these functions, I pass the input-based HTML element to the current page number template method and span element for the total page number template with basic properties. Inside this current page number template method, I will then trigger the onKeyDown event and define the onChange current page number associated function. Within that function, I check if the Enter key is pressed. If it is, I use the GoToPage method to navigate to a specific page number, and I pass the value property as target page number as an argument. To obtain the total number of pages in a loaded PDF file, I trigger document load event on the PDF Viewer component and it will call a function called onDocumentLoaded. In that function, I get the total page count from the page count property of the Viewer instance and assign it to span element which is defined in the total page number template. Then, I assign the default page number to 1 to span element which is defined in the current page number template. To update the page number when scrolling the PDF page, I trigger the page change event, which fires when the current page number changes, and it will call a function called onPageChanged. Within that function, I retrieve the current page number from the current page number property of the PDF Viewer instance and assign it to the value property of the input element which is defined in the current page number template. You can navigate to a specific page of a PDF document using the page navigation in the custom toolbar. When I scroll through the PDF page, you can see that the page number is updated correctly in the custom toolbar. Next, let me add the zooming functionality in the existing custom toolbar. To do this, I import the magnification module and inject it. For this, I add 3 items for zooming in, zooming out, and manually setting the zoom factor with required properties. To zoom in from the current zoom value of the PDF pages, I use the zoom in method in the switch case of the click handler function. Similarly, I use the zoom out method for zoom out from the current zoom value. To change the zoom factor manually, I define function named zoomFactorTemplate. Within this function, I pass select HTML element with required properties. I trigger onChange event which fire when a different option is selected from the menu. In that function, I retrieve the zoom value from select HTML element. Then, I use the zoom to method from the magnification object of the PDF Viewer instance to zoom to a specific value on the PDF pages. To fit the page width within the available viewport size, I use the fit to page method. Then, to fit the viewport width based on the page content size, I use the fit to width method. Otherwise, I invoke zooming to a specific value on the PDF pages. You will be able to see the PDF document zoomed in and out. And you can apply a specific zoom factor in the custom toolbar. To improve clarity in the user interface, I use separators that act as dividers, creating a visual distinction between the navigation and magnification modules. Now you can see, the separator will be shown after the navigation module. Next, let me add interaction mode in the existing custom toolbar, which is used for easy interaction with the loaded PDF document. To do this, I import the text selection module and inject it. For this, I define 3 items for text selection: pan mode with required properties and separator. To enable text selection mode, I set the interaction mode as text selection in the switch case of the click handler function. Similarly, to enable pan mode, I set the interaction mode as pan. When you look at the output, you will be able to perform interactions using the selection and pan modes in the PDF document. In selection mode, you can select and copy text from the PDF files, which is helpful for copying and sharing text content. In pan mode, you can perform panning and smoothly scroll through the content and pages by interacting with the loaded PDF document within the PDF viewer. Next, let me add the text search functionality in the existing custom toolbar. To do this, I import the text search module and inject it. I add an item for the text search with required properties in the toolbar. Then, I designed the secondary toolbar as a container for text search. Inside it, I defined the input element to enter the text to search and a search buttons to perform respective action, including search previous and next buttons to navigate through the search results. To enable case-sensitive search, I defined a checkbox element. When the checkbox is checked, it will indicate that the search should consider the case of the text. I will use a Boolean variable to keep track of the checkbox state. When the search button is clicked, the on-click event will be triggered, and it will call a function called initiate text search. Inside this function, I will use a method called searchText from the text search module of the PDF viewer. This method takes 2 arguments, the search text from the input field and the Boolean flag for match case. Next, I will trigger the on-click event for previous text search button and associate it with a function called previous text search. Within this function, I will use the search previous method from the text search module to find the previous occurrence of the searched text, starting from the existing occurrence. Similarly, I'll initiate the on-click event for the next text search button and associate it with a function called next text search. Inside the function, I will use the search next method to find the next occurrence. To handle the match case functionality, I will trigger the on-click event of the checkbox and associate it with a function called onCheckboxChanged. Inside this function, I will assign the value of the event handler to the match case Boolean flag. Following that, I will verify the condition in the switch case of the click handler function, wherein clicking the text search button will cause the secondary toolbar to become visible. This is achieved by setting the display attribute to block. When the search button is clicked, the search container will appear. I check the match case checkbox and enter the text to search. The search will be performed across the PDF, and the matching results will be highlighted, making it easy to find them throughout the document. Next, let me add print and download operation with the existing custom toolbar. To do this, I will import the print module and inject it. For this, I define separate toolbar and add 3 items for print, download and display the loaded PDF file name. To display the loaded PDF file name, I define a template named FileNameTemplate. Inside it, I pass a span element with respective properties. In the document load event, I will use the filename property from the PDF viewer and assign it to span element, which is defined in the FileNameTemplate. In print click event, I use print method from the PDF viewer instance. Similarly, in download click event, I use download method from the PDF viewer instance. Look at the output page, you will see the newly created toolbar appearing at the top, containing the text for the loaded PDF file name and the print and download buttons. When you click on the print button, you can easily print the loaded PDF document. And you can download the loaded PDF document by selecting the download button. In this video, I have demonstrated how to load a PDF file from a local path and add page navigation, zooming, text search, as well as print and download functions to a custom toolbar in the React PDF viewer. If you want to see a working example of this, you can download it from the GitHub link provided in the description below. Additionally, I have included a link in the description that you can use to check if you qualify for our community license, which provides a free license key for our entire React component suite. If you found this video helpful, please remember to click the like button and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thank you for watching.